What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a new video. On my last video I kind of asked for an update on everybody to kind of see what someone wanted to see or what people were having trouble with. So in this video we're actually going to discuss musky fishing, on how to find and fish specific spots, areas to target when fishing for musky, and also how to branch out and find new areas. So here I got Google Earth pulled up, and this is Cave Run Lake, a very known lake in the musky fishing industry. I'm not going to try to spot burn really. This is just a lake that is well known, so I'm going to base most of my information off of what I generally know, and that's mostly river fishing. So typically in your springtime, your pre-spawn season, you're going to have most of your fish push up in the river system that comes into the lake, and they're going to move up and spawn and also put on a feed bag, so they have the energy to do that. Like again, I said I don't have a lot of experience with the lake runs, but I have fished some rivers that do push into lakes, and you'll have your resident fish of the upper area and also fish that push up to spawn. So how you really branch out and look for new locations is, I would recommend you research and get a generalized idea of the area you want to fish. Let's say for case you at the Cave Run Lake here. So all of this right here, it's gonna have fish in it. You're gonna have to find them, but like most of your river stuff, you're gonna have fish in it. So let's take for instance this little offshoot here. So fish will push up into these areas to find good spawning points and also ambush points. So let's take this this little bend right here for example. When looking at areas of interest, you want to take into account the time of year. So you want to, take into account of water temp. Is it pre-spawn or post-spawn? This will often dictate the areas that you're going to fish. So let's say, for instance, this is going to be pre-spawn. You're going to have these a lot of these fish staging up in a little bit deeper water and ambush points. So let's say that we're going to fish this area. You got an island here, so you can see that it's somewhat shallow here. You got a confluence right here, a little bit of structure in the middle of the water. So this is going to be a great area for fish that are getting ready to spawn and staging up. And the thing about all fish, and especially musky, is that they are lazy. They want to expend the least amount of energy and be able to feed in the same way. So you're going to look for key ambush points. So this island would be a great example here. There might not be much cover, but it's also going to offer a current break, as well as right here you can see that the little sandbar right there, it'll also offer a current break. So, and it's a great spot for any forage coming around. They're not going to have a chance to escape. Same thing with here. This will be a current break and it'd be a great spot for ambush. So let's just say that the water is coming this way. It's going to be a great spot for him to sit here or even in front of it, because it will cause a current break. Your bends will also offer that. So you can see here there's some structure right there, but any of your bends will offer an easy spot for fish to sit. So pre-spawn typically is between 32 degree water temp to 55 degree water temp. You can also fish colder temps, but it's just going to be a lot harder on you per se to fish. But they're going to definitely be a little bit lethargic in that, so you're going to have to fish a lot deeper. But in that range, the areas that we discussed are very very good areas to target when looking for fishing. So this one is going to be a little bit harder to access because, you know, you got road. You could also probably get a boat up in here, but, you know, you see some river access right here that you could fish. Now post spawn, it's going to be your high 50s to 74-degree water temp. Anything after 74, I don't recommend fishing because you have a chance to overstress the fish and kill it. But once the spawn is completed, fish will start to move back towards their deeper water for their summer holding areas. You'll find fish anywhere in the system depending on the time of day, but focus mainly on key current breaks and ambush areas that could present an easy meal to the fish. So just again, you know, your bends, anywhere that has a current break, these fish are going to start moving to deeper pools because of the warmer temps, but that would just really depend on the time of year. You'll also have resident fish that will still stay up in these river systems. You're not going to find like the big girls or anything, but you'll definitely be in like the mid 30s for some of these resident fish. So you'll be looking at like key structure points like this bridge pylon or even like docks. But these fish are going to be staging up and moving back towards their deeper water for the post spawn into the winter months. So one other thing that I want to mention when you're branching out and exploring these areas is know the bodies of water. So what I mean in that is if you know muskie are there, you can almost guarantee that in these offshoots, creeks, the river systems, you're guaranteed to find fish. So that's even to say like tailwaters, like from these lakes, like there will be fish that spill over into it, so you can almost guarantee that you'll find fish. So just make sure that you're doing your research, or you know that there's muskie in the system, you'll be able to find the fish. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of go over like what to use when you're searching for these fish, and my recommendation is using a bait you have a lot of confidence in. So what that means is that, let's say you have confidence in black and orange bait. Use it. You're going to have a lot more success because you have a lot of faith in the pattern. For me, so it's not really a representation of like any fish in the system, but for me, my confidence bait is always going to be something black. So I've really produced a lot of fish on mostly black baits, maybe some chartreuse in there or not, but this produced one of my biggest fish that I've had. So it's really just a basic hair feather flash fly. It did have some rattles in it. I guess it broke off, but so my biggest was a 41 3/4, probably about 20-pound muskie. I have a lot of confidence in any black style like fly, so even a small Buford in a black collar. But you know, you also gotta take an account for what they're foraging on. So they could be foraging on shad, bluegill, but really black doesn't really have a specific forage instruction. But you know, you can always go in with like natural color, which will imitate a shad. Also anything with brown, olive, those are all great options when looking for fish, because it's going to imitate their forage, as well as something with it's more of a tan and got a lot of red hues in there. This will imitate like red horse, so this would be great for like river systems, especially for the American red horse, which is a sucker type forage that they feed on mainly. But yeah, really that's what it breaks down to, is confidence. If you have confidence in the bait, you're gonna be fishing it harder. You're gonna be a lot more comfortable with where you're throwing these. So that's the recommendation I have, is when looking in new areas, fish a confidence bait, because that is gonna cause you to fish the bait harder, and is gonna in turn bring fish to hand, just because it's something you're familiar with. So Guys, I appreciate you tuning in for this video. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can do it through YouTube or even branch out to my Instagram, which I have linked in my bio here on YouTube. So I appreciate you watching. Look forward to the next video.